You want to do something in life, but you end up doing nothing. Have you ever experienced this? Well, I have. Even now, sometimes when I want to work on certain things, I want to do something, but I end up doing nothing. So, this is a phase that many learners speak about during the training sessions. I think as adults, we experience this the most. I don't know about the children. Maybe they are also going through such kind of segments and sections in life. But still, what is this all about? Today's video is all about this and how to remove that self-development paralysis where your mind puts you in productive procrastination. The mind at least makes you feel that you are in this comfortable, productive procrastination zone, which is not true. So let's break it down. Welcome to another video on my channel. My name is Renee Rose Matthew. Perhaps you begin working on something and it happens on a Monday, or maybe every time you get a burst of midnight inspiration where you tell yourself, let me work on my English, for example. So you look at your life and you just decide for yourself, I want to change something about this, let me do it. You decide you are going to master English fluency, and then you make a list. Maybe in your mind you want to read at least one book a month to begin with. You want to journal every day if you want to learn words, or maybe be more clear with communication. Maybe you want to exercise in the morning, learn a new professional skill. Whatever it is, it's all part of reinventing oneself, right? So your mind is buzzing with potential and you want to do it all. And when you begin doing something new, you just want to get the right things. You want the right direction, which is not wrong. Now, where does this happen? Where does the fluctuation, or where is the tendency for the mind to become inconsistent? Let's take a look. So Monday you decide, and then Tuesday arrives. You look at this massive tower of plan, mountains, expectations, or maybe strange numbness sets in. It's not that you have high expectations, but the sheer volume of choices. Oh, I have to do that and then this. That itself paralyzes you. Instead of doing it all, you find yourself absolutely doing nothing. You're not just able to get up from that chair and go sit down and learn that one word. And what do? Maybe you end up scrolling on your phone, and then by the end of the day, there is this grip of suffocating guilt that simply gropes you. It still keeps suffocating you. It gives you all reasons to think that, oh my God, it's a waste, I'm a waste, right? Maybe not to this extent, but you will have some kind of thought, and it varies with individuals. Or why does wanting to do something lead to doing nothing? Because when everything is a priority, nothing is. We are trapped in this paralysis of potential, starving in the middle of a big feast. Okay, so there is something known as self-development paralysis because there are a lot of options today. Today you just log in to your Instagram account or YouTube or wherever it is, you see people developing on many things. The cycle is incredibly common in personal growth, and it stems from a psychological trap. And we mistake planning for progress. The minute you begin planning, you feel, wow, I've made the progress. When you decide to develop yourself, your brain gets this cheap hit of dopamine just from the idea of the new you. Wow, tada! You buy the courses, you buy a book for yourself, you download the language apps, you even create the aesthetic, flawless schedule. It's not that you're making fun of yourself with all this list. It's just that you want to be sincere. At least now you want to begin fresh, right? You want to be sincere to your journey. Maybe you didn't get a chance to go to an English medium school, or maybe you didn't have access to a good teacher or good resources, but at least now you want to be sincere. And then you plan everything. You have the list. Some people plan it on paper, some people plan it in the mind. But then what happens? Your brain tells you slowly, this is actually a threat to your comfort zone. Scrolling on the phone is easier. Watching the serial is better. I mean, it's just so easy. It happens to me also. Or maybe you want to finish at least 5 chapters from a book or at least one chapter, and then somebody tells you, hey, think about that, think about this. And then we fall into something known as low energy. That is how it begins. To protect you from the pain of falling at maybe 5 things or the 3 things on your list, your brain chooses the safest option. It shuts you down. It tells you, it's okay, we will start tomorrow. When we have more energy, we will begin. Don't worry, everything is okay. Your brain will always be the best counselor and comfort zone. It'll pat on your back. It'll tell you it's okay, tomorrow is there. We fall into this trap of productive procrastination. I've heard of procrastination. But productive procrastination is like we spent weeks researching on the best books to begin with, simple books, or maybe the best vocabulary, simple dictionary from where we can learn those 1 or 2 words. Or maybe you'll start researching on how to begin learning English. Now you have all the resources. You know from where to begin. And you also know something about the journey of successful people, successful learners. Some of us are already here on YouTube. You have all the plans. It's there on the paper. It's there in the mind. You would have also ended up preparing the ultimate vocabulary list. So using the research engine, what you will say, it is going to turn into an excuse to avoid the messy, uncomfortable reality of actually starting. Because when you start, when you begin, you have to reschedule many things. The new you is not going to be, it's not supposed to be like the old you. So you have the English fluency illusion. It's not the same for everybody, but it is happening with many people. Look at how this plays in that specific goal of becoming better in a language. When you decide to master the language, you don't just want to speak better. You want to learn advanced vocabulary, at least 5,000 or maybe 1,000 words. So you may tell me, ma'am, I don't have such high goals. I just want to speak. But you may want to have the perfect pronunciation. You want to have clarity of thought. You want to eliminate the grammatical errors. Maybe you want to understand difficult articles in the newspaper. And you just want the flawless elegance because the world around you is digitalized. Everything is perfect. Everybody looks flawless. Everybody looks so nice and the life is bright. It's vivid. So one day, what you will do, you will try to read an advanced passage from an article, and then you may want to watch one movie and understand at least 15 minutes of it completely. So these are the things that happen in your mind even though you know that you have to go for steady short steps. And it's not wrong, it happens with everybody. By day 3 or day 4, your brain goes through exhaustion. It's exhausted because you are loading so many things. There is a tower of, even if not expectations, so many things. The gap between where you are now and where you really want to be, that itself feels like an ocean. Thinking about itself, you start developing some kind of fumes, or you may feel as if your head is turning around, spinning at an unnatural speed. You're not able to hold yourself. And maybe you just tell yourself that I don't have much time. I'm not fit for this. I'm just not for this. Okay? And then you start maybe beginning with a new plan. You may feel that the plan is not good. So the truth is that it's not that you don't lack talent or time or any of the skills that others have. You failed because you tried consuming more than what is actually required at that point of time. Instead of having the whole plate of biryani, maybe you have to savor it in chunks. So you prioritized variety over depth. Not even depth, maybe the right amount. The quantity over quality. And in language as in life, fluency isn't built about doing 100 things once. You have to actually do one thing 100 times. Repetition, consistency. You can't do everything once and learn. But you have to do that one thing 100 times and then allow your brain to register, understand. So you may tell me, ma'am, it's like consuming a lot of time. It needs a lot of time. You have to give the right amount of time. The amount of time you spend on other things definitely will tell you the time that we all waste. not only on social media but elsewhere as well. You have to find out. Okay? Now, the next step is call to action. If you want to break this cycle of doing nothing when you really want to work on yourself, you have to practice the uncomfortable art of ruthless selection. What is that? You must give yourself permission to let go of everything, whatever is there in your mind, so you can finally achieve something. You may have other thoughts, you may have other activities, you may have people walking in. So choose one anchor habit for your self-development and one micro action when it comes to English. Maybe you can just write one paragraph even if it's that bad. Learn one word. Don't try to rewrite your whole vocabulary list. Just choose one phrase. Sit with the phrase for 3 days. What's wrong in that? Understand its nuances. Use it in a single sentence. Make a paragraph. Don't try to reinvent your entire character, whatever you're doing overnight. Just show up for 20 minutes of quiet focus. Make sure that the 20 minutes or 15 minutes definitely is focused. No mobile phone. Nothing is troubling you. Even if people are talking at the back, even if you have people staring at you or even trying to distract you, I think your focus is important, right? Until and unless the pressure is too much. When you reduce the pressure, when you find ways to move out of that pressure zone, you remove the paralysis. Unshackle yourself from the illusion that you need to be perfect. You have to get it all right. There is all these things in the next week. It's not about the time alone, because you should know that true growth is boring. It's not very exciting. Okay? And it is slow. It's remarkably simple. It is a compound effect of simple, steady, slow actions. Or you can say very short span actions. Short span of actions that happens repeatedly. So stop waiting for the perfect day, the perfect hour. Pick up the thing you want to do. Begin small, begin short. You catch that one thread, pull at it, see how it works, and watch how the rest of the life just changes. You begin with short and steady steps, and definitely it's going to lead to a mountain. So let me give an example. Suppose you have a big box of chocolate. You love it. You can't finish the whole box in one day. Okay? I'm going to give you a kind of different example. So you tell yourself, I'm not going to have more than one or maybe maximum 2 from this box. So you'll tell yourself, let me have 1. But then after 10 minutes, it's so tasty. You feel the Cadbury flowing down the tongue, and then it's so soft, it's soothing, and it's silky. Whatever adjectives you want to add, you feel the warmth of that chocolate running down, and then the wafers. Whatever you like, you can think about that delicious dish that you love. And maybe you want to have more. So after 10 minutes, you sneak in, you have the next chocolate. Okay, maybe the next day you have 3 more. So when you look at the count by the end of the day, maybe children can relate to this very easily. You would have finished half of the packet. Or if there is a packet of chips sitting next to you, you're really hungry, you have little and you want to stop and then have dinner. You end up having one after other, and then you say, I can't have one. Okay, but that's not the truth. You are not stopping. And then you end up finishing the whole packet when you really don't want to finish the complete thing. When you really don't want to end up finishing the entire packet, it's not because others are waiting. It's not good for your health. Or you know the disadvantages or maybe the demerits of having it. So that's the only thing. So when you take it step by step, you know you have finished this much of the packet. You are just having maybe 2 chips. You understand the importance of relishing something. It's because you are enjoying the chips or the chocolate that you want to have more. So true growth is not like the chocolate or the chips. I just compared it with that because that is entertainment, that's enjoyment. Having chocolates and chips, it's like, oh, it's really nice, it's tasty. Your taste buds will tell you, wow, it's amazing. But when it comes to learning, it's not like that. It may not be that entertaining. It may not be something that gives you enjoyment because it's something new. Okay? Or maybe you can think of a dish that you tried the first time. First you didn't like it, but then as you were having, you enjoyed. and then you just wanted to keep having more of it. It's something similar to that. You can have a lot of examples like that. Something you wanted to grab and have in one go, or something that you got used to. So a mix of both will definitely help you understand the magic of wanting to do something, taking it step by step, and then finishing it, or maybe going through that process. Okay, so I hope this is going to help you. And I know that many people are going through this phase. Never worry about that, because if you keep worrying again, you're consuming so much of your time. Life is really precious, and happy learning.